Chris Crone here with Limitless TV, and today we're talking about the power of positive thinking. Does it really work? Does it make a difference? We'll find out. Today, as we embark on our short journey of exploring the power of positive thinking, I want to start by just talking about the power of thinking in general. Because whether it's positive or whether it's negative is ultimately steering our ship the direction and the road and the path that we are traveling down. I heard this quote, I don't know who to attribute it to, but it's the concept of the quote that I've heard is this idea that our thoughts are things. And here's how our thoughts become things. Our thoughts ultimately start forming the conversations and words and language that comes out of our mouth. And our words become our actions. And our actions ultimately become our destiny. So let's go ahead and just take a look at a couple of common statements that people say, and let's put it in this funnel and frame. First one is, early bird gets the worm. The early bird gets the worm is this idea that someone decides to set their alarm, wake up early, challenge themselves to live more life, be awake, be fresh. And if you're thinking, it's important for me to wake up early, get fresh, where does that lead? It leads to words that have you doing actions that have you maybe going to the gym or having a smart breakfast or doing some studying or some learning. And then ultimately, guess where that leads for your destiny? Well, someone who probably had more time than others, took advantage of more time, and then did some good growing things. Let's explore another statement. Had a hard day. Whew. Have you ever said, it's been a hard day? How often do you have hard days? If you've allowed yourself to say it once, I bet on a somewhat frequent basis, you have hard days. Why? Because the ability to think the thought and even use the possibility to construct your life with an idea, I have hard days, becomes words, I'm having a hard day. And by the way, the moment you have a hard day, guess what the rest of your day gets to look like? It doesn't brighten up. It doesn't get better. The sun doesn't come out and shine. You don't have new opportunities falling in your life. You have already set your perception to look for what? The hard in anything that can happen for the rest of that day. And someone that allows hard days or challenging days to happen, what destiny does it form? Well, what would you like if I told you that 1 in every 10 days was a hard day, and that after a lifetime, it meant that for months and years of your life, you were feeling sadness, depression, shut down, closing off connection to other people and yourself. That's your destiny, if you allow the possibility of hard days. Friends, we talk about the power of positive thinking. And before I go deeper into that, I just want you to understand this really simple point, that your thoughts, don't think for a moment that because you're having 60,000 of them a day, that they're all harmless. Your thoughts are incredibly dangerous. The positive ones have incredible power to act powerfully on your destiny. And your negative thoughts have powerful impact to disrupt those positive results and turn everything into mixed results. So, a person that has more negativity than less positivity, what kind of destiny do they have? A person that has all positivity and no negativity, what destiny do they have? Your thoughts, if you understood how profound of an impact they were having on your life, you might pause and slow down and start evaluating your thoughts, because you know what? You're in control of them. Sometimes they hit the stage of the mind and you just sit there and watch them play out as if you don't have a choice or a filter. But the reality is you can set up sentinels on the left and right side of your stage of your mind and brain, and those sentinels' job is to evaluate which thoughts to skip and which to entertain. And right now, you're totally at choice with all the thoughts you're having today. You can direct those thoughts down a path that will lead to words, that will lead to actions, that will form a destiny, that will fulfill your purpose and create a legacy for those that come after. What legacy are you creating? Let's talk about it right now. So I'm going to ask you this question right now. What percentage of your day do you spend harnessing positive thought versus negative thought? And I'm just going to invite you to come up with a guess, right? I mean, there's no real mathematical way to measure it, but go to your intuition on this. Or if you're an oracle, then study it out in your mind and come up right now with an answer. Well, I'm positive about half the time and maybe negative half the time. Well, I'm positive about 80% of the time. I'm negative about 20% of the time. What is it? What are your numbers? What's your positive to negative ratio? And take a moment now and look at these two numbers. And unless your ratio is 100% positive and 0% negative, I'm suggesting that unless your thinking is 100% positive and 0% negative, you'll never fully experience the extent of your potential. Because you don't even know how powerful you are until you're willing to be positive all the time. Now is the time for you to make a conscious choice. Does it serve me to spend time entertaining the negative? And you'll say, wait, Chris, what if someone comes to my life and uses their agency against me? Well, guess what, friend? That's life. That's the plan you signed up for, whether you know it or not, and they're going to keep doing it. Yes, circumstances will happen. Yes, people will come in unwarranted and unwanted, and yet still you are always at choice to be positive or negative. I invite you right now to challenge yourself, to get positively aligned and to consciously make the choice. I'm going to live positively this morning, this noonday, this afternoon, this night, and I'm going to do it for an entire day. Just one day of positive. And when you get to the end of the day, if all you did was harness positive choice, ask yourself, what were the fruits? How did you feel? And how did you like being you that positive? If it's like me, you might get to the point where you decide you need to do it for another week, maybe another year, or a lifetime. And friends, only when you get a chance to know who you are, harnessing the positive all the time, will you really come to understand your true potential and power. So discover it now. You can master positive thinking. This is something that you're fully and entirely capable of. And if you want some help with it, come to one of our events. You're going to learn all about all the different tools that we use to master that positivity in creating the life that we want.